ready.
Welcome to another episode of Buff in the Rough. Have you ever wondered why anyone would pay a $1,000 entry fee for a rabbit hunt? Perhaps the answer is as simple as first place takes home $35,000. We'll talk about the popularity of Prostyle hunts, big payouts in the American Beagle Club events, and a whole lot more with Kenny Wilburn. Help me welcome Kenny to the program. Well, hey, Kenny, how are you doing?
Doing fine today. How about yourself, Sam?
Oh, I can't complain. I'm so happy to have you on, and I'm looking to get schooled. I'm looking to learn something today.
Well, I don't know about getting schooled.
Oh, yeah, you're going to school me today, I'm sure. But, Kenny, before I get started asking you questions, could you maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into rabbit hunting?
Well, my name's Kenny Wilburn. I live here in Piketon, Ohio. I've lived here pretty much all of my life, up till I think we moved here back when I was about 14. I'm 53 now. I started hunting probably back before I was probably 8 years old. I can remember my dad and uncles used to take us and rabbit hunt. We'd rabbit hunt all day long, from daylight to dark. Back then, we would gun hunt back then. There wasn't a whole lot of competitions. We didn't worry about dog papers or pedigrees or anything back then. All we was worried about was a good rabbit dog, something that would bring the rabbit around, that we could kill the rabbit and take it home, put it on the table. I mean, that's what we did a lot of back then. I love rabbit hunting. I grew up around it. It's been a passion my whole life. I mean, rabbit hunting is a part of my life, if I should say that. I mean, I hunt anywhere from 4 to 6 days a week, and that's every week after work. It's just a part of my life. Part of my life. I've been another thing. Tell you a little bit more about myself. I've been married for 34 years. Got 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl, 4 grandkids. Love them to death. Biggest part of rabbit hunting, or hunting in particular, it takes, your partner to go along with you, agree with going every day. It takes a special person to put up with that. And I've got one of those special women that lets me pretty much do and go as I please, and that means a lot to me. That really does. And I want to thank her for that right from the bottom of my heart. She does. She does. She lets me do about whatever I want to do. So, in that aspect.
Well, Kenny, I know you probably know it too, and I appreciate you sharing that, because that hunting and kind of this addiction that a lot of folks have with hunting has been the ruin of many marriages in our lifetimes.
Absolutely. It really has. It's an addiction. I mean, when you get it in your blood and you've had it in your blood that long, I've said to myself several times, I'm going to get out, but I got out maybe one time for 2 years, and I coon hunted. And coon hunting didn't set with me very well. You'd have to stay out all night coon hunting, try to get up and go to work the next day. Then I tried to coon hunt, rabbit hunt all at the same time, and it's just one of those things that you can't do them both. If you do, you can't work. So.
Well, tell me how you ended up in the competition world. So you grew up being a meat hunter. So how did that happen?
I gun hunted up till probably I was in, probably my 20s. I actually started out running Little Pack. Running Little Pack for several years, probably 10 years probably to run Little Pack. And you got some of these places that you went to, you felt that, you didn't get judged the right way or whatever. So I got the competition in these here hound and hunter formats. The hound and hunter formats, you got a little bit of say in what goes on. You can vote on whatever happens. It really, as far as one guy following the dogs and judging, which as back in the gallery, you don't really see what goes on out there, but you're thinking back there, you're hearing, but as time goes on and the older you get, you realize that you really don't really know what's going on until you're on top of those dogs. Mm-hmm. So, but in my position, I wanted something that I would have a say in, that I could vote on, So we actually started out in PKC back several years ago, probably back in 2000 and, I'm guessing 2006, 2007. We've done a few PKC hunts, started running PKC, and then, I love them all. I don't care to go to any of them. I love all of them, competition, as far as competition goes. But then started running ABC. I like ABC. I like the new rule they come out with in ABC.
Kenny,
scoring a dog or plus a rabbit that had been seen.
Well, Kenny, let's. This is a good segue, because I wanted to ask you next about ABC and the American Beagle Club. And so, for people that maybe don't know ABC or aren't as familiar with it, could you maybe just give us a little history on it, or just tell us a little bit about it?
You just you go out, you take 4 dogs out. You get rolled out with 4 dogs. You go to a field. You release the dogs. First dog strikes, gets 125. Second dog 75, 50, 25 for the fourth on strike. I'm sorry, it was 100 strike. The lines are 125. You get a line, dog, just like if you was gun hunt. Rabbit come across the road, you mark a line. First dog comes through, gets 125. Second dog gets 75, 50, 25. Mm-hmm. And you'll run that cast for an hour. The dog at the end of that hour, with the top score minus, take your minus points from your plus points. That's your winning dog. They got a new rule now. They just started, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, where you can plus the rabbit without seeing that rabbit. And I like that rule. I like that rule real well they come out with. A lot of people say it's promoting a mouthy dog. I don't think it promotes a mouthy dog. The dog goes in there, he jumps the rabbit, he runs that rabbit for 45 minutes. Say 50 minutes. The dog runs for 50 minutes. You don't see the rabbit. Track dead. 3 minutes gets him. You've done run this rabbit for 50 minutes. You haven't seen it. You got circle points. Turn them dogs back loose again. You go 8 minutes without jumping that rabbit. 2 minutes left in the hunt. Dog jumps a rabbit. See the rabbits, plus points. That dog wins the cast. Mm-hmm. But if you take this new rule that they implement, you take that rule, they go in there and they jump. There's 3 ways you can plus this rabbit. You can see the rabbit, you can plus it. That's plus, automatic plus, if you see the rabbit. 2, they've got to run it consistently 3 minutes. They run that 3 minutes with the majority of the dogs in the race after you've made forward progress. Forward progress is got to be deemed. Everybody agrees that you made progress. They run that rabbit for consistently 3 minutes. You can plus it, or the dogs come in, you've made progress, progress has been deemed, they run it, dogs break down, or the dogs break down, they pick that rabbit back out and roll out with it again. Majority of the dogs fall back in with the pack, running. That's 1 time. They run it, they break down again for the second time. Majority of the dogs fall back in. That second time, they run it. Everybody agrees that they've made progress on that track. You can plus the strike points after 2 times of breaking down. Mm-hmm. I like that rule. As far as, I think it's a big game changer for ABC. That's just my opinion.
So they don't necessarily have to make a circle if they run it 3 minutes.
They don't have to make a circle as long as they run a consistent 3 minutes. Majority of the dogs has got to be a runner. Majority of the dogs run it for a consistent 3 minutes. You can plus the strike points. It don't have to be circled, no.
Ken, you said you've hunted a lot of the different formats, the major ones out there. What kind of dog does it take to be successful in this ABC hound and hunter format?
My opinion, to be successful in any of the hound hunter formats, you get a dog that hunts. You want a dog that hunts, gets in there and jumps the rabbit, gets on the clock first, jumps the rabbit, runs that rabbit as fast as his nose will let him, stay in front of the pack, stays close to the breakdowns, pick up the check or pick up the rabbit. I shouldn't say check because they don't score checks anymore. But pick up the rabbit, go with the rabbit, stay in the front, competitive, but not swinging. You got some dogs that swing and cutty in it, but I think it takes the dog, settles down, runs that rabbit with authority, could compete in ABC.
Mm-hmm. And you said that ABC does not have checks anymore?
ABC does not have checks anymore, no.
Okay. What's the reason for that?
Well, there was a lot of people. It was just like, say, a dog. It was just too much on checks, and it's hard. Honestly, it's hard to score a check. Say the dog's in there 300 yards. You're sitting back here. Dog's in there 300 yards. It is hard to score a check without seeing those dogs. You may have a dog here bark 2 or 3 times. This dog comes in here, blows out in behind it. That dog that barked 2 or 3 times may have had to be. It's hard to determine which dog got that check, not unless you're there looking at it. It's very hard to determine that. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion.
Well, this dog you just described that can be successful in this ABC hound and hunter format, can that dog be successful in other formats? I mean, would they do well in UKC, PKC, AKC? I mean, what else would they be competitive in?
Absolutely. They can run a track, stay close to that track, don't get crazy when, or I should say, lose their brain when they're getting outran. Stay on that rabbit, run that rabbit with authority. I think any dog should be able to win in any format.
I got you.
If they can do that. That's just my opinion.
Well, you've been around. I mean, you've been in rabbit dogs your whole life. And I'm going to just narrow it down. Usually I'd open this up for what are some of the best dogs you've seen, and and it's really always interesting to hear people's feedback on that. But let's just narrow it down to the last couple years. So as you've been out there stomping around the briars all over the country, give us a few dogs that are really impressive to you.
Really impressive. Now, is that an ABC or just all formats?
Just whatever you find to be impressive. Could be all formats, Kenny.
Now, I'll tell you, the Big Owl dog that Smoke Bone's running, they're getting some age on him, but he was a pretty impressive. Bo Mahaney's got a dog there. I can't think of the name of him right off the hand, but he just won the side-by-side hunt. That's a pretty good one. He's a hard hunter. Let's see. The Mojo Kennels, they got a good one there. I think he's getting ready to run in that super joy hunt this weekend, I think. Mm-hmm. I run against him at the World Hunt this past year, ABC World. He was a pretty good one. I mean, there's several out there that, good dogs. Mm-hmm. That I've seen that I like, but maybe not, it may fit for one, but not another, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But the Big Owl dog, he was pretty impressive. He could run a rabbit. He could really run a rabbit. The girl dog that Greg White's running, I haven't got to see her run, but I've heard a lot about her, and they say she's a pretty good one. She's doing a lot of winning. I didn't know that in ABC.
Well, one thing that's interesting to me, and I want to hear your opinion on this. This is one of the things that I'm really looking forward to hearing your opinion on, is the popularity of what I'm going to call like a Prostyle hunt, or what a lot of folks I think would just call money hunts. Because it seems like for a long time, Some of the registries really focused on trophies and ribbons and plaques, and just it's more recognition than anything else. And at some point, there's some other registries that came on the scene, and I believe ABC is one of them, that offers this kind of different format, a different way of running a hunt, where there's a lot of money involved in some of these hunts. Could you tell me, why do you think that's popular? I mean, and it feels like, I don't know, I don't have a number to put on it, but it feels like to me that these pro-style hunts are becoming more popular. And one of the reasons is I see some of the other registries that didn't offer those kind of hunts in the past, they're starting to offer them now to I don't know, I guess to compete. Maybe they're wanting some of that market back. Maybe they lost some of the hunters over there to the pro-style hunts. But I just was wondering, what is it about those pro-style hunts that you think draws in hunters?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, it's the money. I mean, people was running for trophies, ribbons for years. I mean, you go out here, the way the dog food's got, your gas, stuff like that. They're trying to run for a little bit of money to pay for some of that stuff. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's the only thing I can think of. I do it. I'd rather win the money than I would the ribbon or the trophy. But the only thing I can say would be the money. That'd be the only thing I can think of.
Well, I certainly can understand that. I grew up kind of in the coon hunting world, and switched over, a decade or so ago. It seems like time flies, but I think it's been 10 years or so. And when I first started, the hunts were so cheap. You could go to a hound and hunter format type hunt, and the entry fees, some of these poor boy hunts, be like $10 or something.
Yeah.
I think that's just gone. I don't see that really anymore. And so just the regular hunts now are $20-$25, and everything just keeps inching up. It just keeps getting more and more expensive. Dog food is ridiculous. Vets, goodness, you just about have to. The only time you can afford to go to the vets when something catastrophic happens. It's about impossible when you're sitting in a vet's office and they come out and talk to you about how you're going to pay for your bill because it's going to be so expensive. There's an issue there. That's a problem.
Absolutely.
So
I think these hunts here, maybe make up for some of that. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, I can understand that. I really do. I can understand it. One of the things I think some people are concerned about when they see these large payouts, or you mentioned like a side-by-side hunt winner or a truck hunt winner, there's been some really big prize packages offered out there. People are afraid that the cheating is going to be ramped up.
My opinion on as far as the cheating goes, like I said, I run the trophy hunts, the ribbon hunts. I've seen more fights and arguments in trophy hunts and ribbon hunts than I have the money hunts. You've got disagreements in the competition. You've got hound and hunter. It's hound and person or hound and human. You're going to have some arguments or disagreements in anything that you do when you have that. Mm-hmm. But I have seen less arguments, disagreements in these hound and hunter hunts than I have any of them. And that's the honest to goodness truth. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say, there's arguing, there's going to be knives come out and such stuff like that. It's not like that. The integrity that these guys have in these bigger hunts, it's unreal. Everybody, they shake hands. But everybody said these hound and hunter hunts, everybody's seeing what's going on. And if they're true to themselves, there's not going to be no arguments if they just judge the dogs and look at the dogs as they come through. A lot of people, when they get to winning, they'll get in their mind, I've got to win. And you don't have no arguments unless somebody's trying to, do something that they ain't supposed to be doing, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Ken, you're not the first person that's told me this. I've heard that from several guys who prefer the pro-style hunts. They tell me that there's always guys that run those margins and are trying to to get everything they can out of that scorecard, but their opinion is that they see a far less cheating in the money style hunts than for the ribbon and trophy hunts. I just find that interesting, but yeah, I've heard that before. One of the things I wanted to ask you about that I think ABC is doing that I think is a really good idea if they are, and maybe you can help flesh this out for us. It's my understanding they have regional races. Is that true? How do those work, and why are they so popular? Why do people like a good old-fashioned regional race?
Well, the regional race, the way ABC's got it set up, they got a north, south, and an east and west. All right. The way they work is the north, south, east, and west. They'll take the top money-winning dogs for each region. I want to make sure I'm right here. They take the top money-winning dog for each region. That dog, the top money-winning dog, he will receive $500 at the end of the year. All right. Then they'll take the top 16 from each region. They'll run off. The top 16 will run off. There'll be 4 dogs from each region come to. They'll call. I think they call it like a super hunt.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That super hunt will have the top 4 in each region. So that'll be 16 there that come to the super hunt. And then when they make it to the super hunt, the winners of that, I think it pays out. I think it's you win a dog box, a Pathfinder, and some added money. I don't know what the added money is going to be, but there'll be some added money for that too. So that's a pretty good setup they got there. I really like that setup.
I like the idea of that. I like the idea of offering a year-long program where people that maybe can't, because of work or whatever else, they can't go to a lot of the big hunts. It gives them a chance to compete, and it rewards those consistent cast winners and gives you something to focus on. If you can't make it to all the big hunts across the country, you can compete in those in your region and still have a chance at a really nice prize package like that. I like that idea. It seems like it's just a good way to keep people motivated to come in too.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like that setup they got there.
And then there's the big hunts. I mean, I had to take a double look at this the other day, but there's something called the Big Money Blowout that's coming up in April of next year. And it's like a 2-day hunt in Illinois, wonderful rabbit population. And there's 64 spots. They're $1,000 each. And the first place pays $35,000. Second is 11.5. Third is 7. Fourth is 3,000. And all the cast winners, so you'd have 12, get $500. That's a lot of money in the rabbit hunting world, I think.
Yes, a lot of money.
That is, and
those spots went on sale. They went on sale yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 spots left.
Wow.
Left in that hunt. So I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, somebody's going to bring home $35,000 either way you look at it. Second place dog, 11.5. I mean, third place 7,000. Fourth place 3,000. I mean, where can you go? Where can you go and win that kind of money at any hunt? I mean, a beagle hunt.
I don't know of any. I know that there's the other registries offer different kinds of payouts and hunts for big prize packages, but $35,000 for first place that's a lot of money. That is a ton of money.
Well, and they're having another big hunt. It's going to be in let's see, let me make sure, February. They're calling it the upcoming events for the World Series warm-up. It's going to be the World Series warm-up. It'll be February the 21st and 22nd. It's going to be at the Tri-County Beagle Club there in Kentucky. There was 128 entries sold. $100 entry fee. They have to see it'll pay out $10,000 for first. Second will pay $2,700. There'll be 24 cast winners are going to get their $100 back, and then 6 cast winners will get $200 back. So that's pretty good payout for a $100 entry.
I'd say so. And I got to tell you, I'm warming up to it because in the beginning I was old school and just really was concerned about money corrupting the sport. And I don't know, I'm kind of warming up to it. And the big reason why is we've already discussed, and that is the insane cost of hunting today and what it takes to buy a good dog and to keep it healthy and to feed it good food and to take care of it. Just the registration papers and what all it takes. And
absolutely.
And so I totally get why people want a chance at. I mean, people are going to hunt. They're going to hunt and they're going to do their thing and enjoy their sport. But I can understand why some people would want to try their best to maybe get a little bit of their money back, because most of us will never make money in the hound business. But you'd like to offset your cost when you could, if you could. So I get it, and I think about for the big money blowout, and I think about $1,000, and I'm like, my goodness, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of small local hunts I could go to for $1,000. But then I also think, yeah, but you've got a 1 in 64 chance of getting $35,000.
That's going to be a good payday. $35,000 in a couple of days. I'm going to take a chance on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't blame you. I think, I think if someone's willing to put that kind of money down, they're probably packing a pretty good dog.
Absolutely.
So I would expect there to be some really, really good competition there. I'm gonna keep my eye on that one because I want to see what happens.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. And it's a good time of year. It's the middle of April, so the running should be good. Going to where there should be plenty of rabbits. I mean, to put these money hunts on, you've got to have running.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to put the handlers in rabbits. That's the main thing. And I think Stoneport, Illinois. I was there for the World Hunt. Had plenty of game. Every cast I was out on. So I think it'll be a good place for this year. This big money blowout he's putting on.
Can you help me with this? Because I don't know the answer to this. But for people that either don't have or don't want to spend $1,000 or $500 or $300 to enter into some of these Prostyle hunts, are there cheaper options available? Are there other like local club type hunts where the entry fees are less?
Absolutely. You can have they got $30 hunts, $60 hunts. At the club hunts. I don't really know exactly right off the top of my head what the payouts are for the $30 and $60 hunts, but absolutely. And some of these pro hunts are having. Mm-hmm. These pro hunts, $100 entry fee. I mean, you get a chance to take back $1,400, $1,500 in a couple hours. Mm-hmm. You take 16 dogs, $100 entry. That's a pretty good payout. Mm-hmm. You get, if you get lucky and win it. So yeah, there's several hunts out there. Like I say, there's some 30, 60, and some of these here pro hunts. They're $100 entries for $200, $300. I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there for all beaglers that wants to do it. They're not trying to just push the little man out. I mean, they've got something for everybody. I mean,
well, that makes me
happy. A lot of guys just wanting to run for more money. I mean, $1,000 to try to win $35,000. The odds there. That's pretty good.
I'd say so. I'd say, as far as the hunting world's concerned, I'd say those are really good odds. Much better than winning the lottery, I can tell you that. But it makes me very happy to hear that there are options that are much more affordable, because I worry. I'm going to tell you the truth. I worry about the little guy. I worry about the the guy that wants to come down to the club and hunt every once in a while when he can, and or the kid that I mean, a kid's not going to have a grand to go out and compete in one of these things, most likely. But if they still could go and compete for $30, I think they could probably figure out a way to make that work. So I'm glad to hear that there are other options out there.
They will never do away with the club hunts, the 30 and the 60s. I'm sure that ABC will keep it to where, and I don't even want to call it, the little man or whatever, anybody can come and run the $30 or $60 hunts. I mean, they've got to keep that, for the people that don't want to run the $1,000 hunts or the $2,000 hunts or whatever,
At those small club hunts, like a $30, $60 type hunts, is the payout you get your like a winner of a cast or the winner or the top dog? Do they get like their money back? I mean, would they?
In ABC, I think most of their casts are split, and you'll get paid if you win your cast. You get paid absolutely.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that sounds really interesting. I can understand why it's becoming more popular. I really can. Do you see this changing any? Do you think let me think about how I want to ask this. Do you think the pro style hunts are going to continue to grow, and the ribbon / trophy hunts maybe suffer from that? Do you see them taking business away from, or do you think the ribbon and trophy crowd will slowly, as I think they already are, based on what I see as far as the hunts that they're working on? Do you think they're going to come closer to what ABC does in the future?
I mean, I really can't answer that. I really can't tell you. I mean, I know a lot of the hunts that we go to, as far as, I think a lot of it, there's a lot of beaglers out there, but I really don't know how to say this. I know there's a lot of beaglers out there in the world today. I mean, if you really look at, all formats, you look at Little Pack, AKC, ABC, PKC, and UKC. There's thousands of beaglers. I mean, you can see the numbers. And why some of these formats are hurting, I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't even want to get into that. I really can't answer that. I really don't know.
Well, I think one of the keys for them ought to be, and I think competition's good. I think it's good to have several different registries out there competing. I think it makes everybody better. It makes them better, and it makes the hunters and hounds better too. But I think the key is just really being diverse in what you offer, because there's probably not a one-size-fits-all out there. There's groups of hunters for all of these different types of formats, and some people prefer the walkie-talkie dogs that just are going pretty slow but just really walk that line. Other people like that 100 yards in a cloud of dust kind of dogs. They're just running as hard as they can, and maybe they're not as tight on the line as they ought to be, but some people prefer that, and there's people all in between those two. And so I think there's room out there for everybody, but I'm just curious to see. Yeah, I'm curious to see how it changes, because I can already see some changes, and I'm curious to see what it's going to look like 10 years from now, 20 years from now.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, I mean, if you were sitting in front of a bunch of youngsters or people that were interested in getting into rabbit hunting and maybe even this competitive stuff, what kind of advice do you think you would give somebody that was thinking about rabbit hunting?
Oh, I mean, rabbit hunting, as far as competition, competition ain't for everybody. Beagles is, for me, I wouldn't know what to do without beagle, if that makes sense. They take up majority of my time. If I'm not working or spending time with my family, it's beagles. As far as advice goes to give to them, just try it. I think they would enjoy it. If you like dogs and getting out and enjoying the the outdoors, Beagles is the way to go, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but as far as advice goes, I mean, just try it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kenny, is there anything that I didn't ask you about that I should have, or is there anything you want to promote or talk about that we didn't cover so far?
We pretty much covered everything. I mean, as far as the hunts go, we pretty much covered everything. I think the World Hunt, as far as the upcoming event for 2026, we went over the World Series warm-up. I think we covered that. We covered the big money hunt. We covered the regional, the north, south, and east and west. Now, I know he's going to have, there'll be the World Hunt and the Nationals. That'll be on the 12th through the 14th, and then the Nationals will be on the 11th of March. So, but that pretty much covers everything.
Well, very good. Well, Kenny, again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for telling us a little bit about yourself and telling us a whole lot more about ABC, their formats, and you're giving us your opinions on the Prostyle hunt. I really do thank you so much for your time.
Well, I thank you.
Thank you for listening to Buff in the Rough. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to be notified when new content is available. And please send comments and suggestions to buffintherough@gmail.com.